The threat will be from 1 this afternoon to about 8 this evening, and road crews will be waiting.
We're going to have our tree crews with the chippers and the chainsaws, the generators, that type of thing. Everybody's going to be watching very carefully. We want folks just to be extra cautious. This has all the earmarks of being a very dangerous storm.
Charlie Gischler with Maryland State Highways. If you're scheduled to fly today, here's hoping you've already started work on some alternate plans. Airlines expecting delays and cancellations, perhaps even ground stops all up and down the East Coast, as the same storm system impacts not only our airports, but also places like JFK, LaGuardia, Boston, Philadelphia, Charlotte, and Atlanta. Amtrak's warning train service in the Northeast Corridor could be impacted as well. Another violent weekend erupted at the Navy Yard with hundreds of rowdy teenagers moving in packs.
This large grassy area was absolutely packed with juveniles on Saturday night. A number of fights, and this night ended with gunfire.
My immediate thought was not a game.
This time, it ended with gunshots, the crowd scattering, and National Guard responded.
They're rumbling with National Guard.
MPD officials say they arrested 2 juveniles and recovered 2 guns, also responding to 2 robberies using force and violence. Nobody was shot.
7 News' Christian Flores. The Kennedy Center Board of Directors expected to vote on President Trump's pick for a new leader today.
Rick Grinnell stepping down as president of the Trump Kennedy Center. President Trump thanked him for his service on Truth Social, saying he's done an excellent job during the transition period. This despite dropping ticket sales and canceled performances by artists protesting President Trump's changes. The president's tapped VP of Facilities Operations, Matt Floca, to serve as the venue's president. The president says the center will close for 2 years after the 4th of July for a, quote, complete reconstruction. Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The fight to keep Rockville's Wooten High School has been taken up a notch.
Our first step was never to go to the Inspector General. We tried to resolve it.
Police in Hoboken with the Safe Wooten Coalition. The group has filed various formal complaints looking for answers into the planning behind Superintendent Dr. Thomas Taylor's recommendation of Wooten becoming a holding school and moving the student body to the new Crown High School in Gaithersburg. Among the concerns, infrastructure costs, lack of environmental studies, and no transparency.
None of these questions are answered, so I'm not sure how the community can get on board with supporting something where we don't even have the basic information.
Tonight in the Wooten Auditorium, the cluster will get to speak with Dr. Taylor just 10 days before a school board vote on the matter. Scott Lynn on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Gas prices are headed only one direction these days. Gas Buddy reporting the national average price for a gallon of regular now $3.68 a gallon. That is up 23 cents in the past week, 80 cents in the past month. And analysts say as long as the Strait of Hormuz is unsettled, you can expect prices to continue to rise. Around here, the average now $3.80 in D.C., $3.60 in Maryland, $3.51 in Virginia, but the day is young. Checking your money, the Dow futures are up 368. NASDAQ futures are up 280 points. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief at your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
Ready to buy a car, a home, or just want to take control of your money? Your FICO score matters, and 90% of car lenders use it to make decisions. Check your FICO score for free today without hurting your credit score. Visit myfico.com/free or download the MyFICO app today. MyFICO gives you the score lenders use most, plus credit reports and real-time alerts to help keep you on top of your credit. Visit myfico.com/free and take the mystery out of your FICO score.
Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Rush hour is thinned out early to 70. Delays have cleared between Frederick and the Lane Divide. What's left of the outer loop slowdowns into Silver Spring after University Boulevard past Georgia Avenue through Annandale. Earlier crash was interloop near 236. That's what leaves us some of the pressure before Braddock Road. Southbound Interstate 95 into Dale City. Still watch for some of the volume delays. That was from an earlier crash near 234 Dumfries. That's been cleared for a while. 395 North bunched up from the Pentagon across the 14th Street Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Severe weather possible, if not likely, as we head through this afternoon and through this evening. Storms could contain damaging winds to 60 miles per hour, hail, even some isolated tornadoes. 73 with gusty winds even outside of thunderstorms to 30 miles per hour. Showers and thunderstorms will end early tonight, but still could be severe early, colder overnight near 30-20 suburbs. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicom, WMAL.
65 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Trump said in an interview that he believes Iran's Ayatollah Mustafa Khomeini is damaged, but probably alive in some form.
Khomeini was chosen by Iran's 88-member Assembly of Experts. Make that 62 members.
They blow up so soon, don't they? It's always hilarious when the Muslims blow themselves up by accident. You know, that makes it funnier than when they do it on purpose. I think that's just true, isn't it? That's just true. You know, the old story of the Arab mothers around the table. And Maktub, I lost Maktub. He was only 15 years old when he blew himself up. Killing the Jews. The other mom says, yes, Mohammed, he was only 16 when he blew himself up. But he didn't kill some of those Jews. Some of those. And then Abu Bakr, he blew himself up. Fortunately, he only killed goats. He only killed goats when he blew himself up. And the last mother just shook her head sadly and said, they blow up so soon. They blow up so soon. Very sad part of the world. It's a cultural thing we wouldn't understand. And that's probably good. Although the Democrats are understanding these days. A lot of suicide attacks by the Democrats. They're self-immolating all over the place. They're doing all kinds of crazy things, just like their jihadi counterparts in the Middle East. It's a crazy world out there, isn't it? Well, a very good and happy Monday to you, and welcome back. We remain at 888-630-9625. 888-630-9625. And it was a weekend, therefore, between the Islamists in Tehran and the Democrats here in the United States. Boy, I got more than 3 hours couldn't make it all fit in 3 hours, but we've got a lot of wildness going on. President Trump doing more interviews, of course, aboard Air Force One and beyond, and holding events, public events, and he's a very busy man. He's just work. Unlike Joe Biden, who's still in an iron lung, still in a coma, not able to sit up and take nourishment on his own. President Trump warns a very bad future if NATO allies refuse to help open critical Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz that we've all been hearing about since the 1970s on account of the terrorists, because the terrorists, they've been trying to choke the world to death, and it's what terrorists do. And the Democrats help them. Remember that Barack Obama gave the mullahs, the Ayatollah and the mullahs, billions and billions of dollars. The Democrats did. Barack Hussein Obama, and the Democrats, Joe Biden was his vice president, and Hillary Clinton, the chief diplomat, the Secretary of State. And they were giving billions and billions to the Iranian regime so that they could kill us. And that's what the Democrats were helping with. And you get a little explosion over here, a little explosion over there. But isn't that great? And have you been tracking this? The the Iranian women's soccer team. They kick the ball, kick. They were in Australia for a big tournament, a soccer tournament for the ladies, because, we have women's sports and then we have men's sports. The Democrats are screwed up about that, too. They're completely confused by that. But the Iranians are not. They sent their women's team to play soccer in Australia, and they did something terrible, the women's team, when they played the Iranian national anthem. The women didn't stand and salute, and some of them even didn't wear their traditional Islamist headdresses, and that was bad news. They said, well, now you guys are in big trouble. Women's soccer team in Australia, you're in big trouble now. And a bunch of them said, well, that's it. I'm terrified. I'm not going back to Iran. I'm going to defect like the Soviet days to Australia, in a defect to Australia. And it turns out the Iranians, they sent a woman along with the women's soccer team. And the woman pulled them all aside one at a time or as a group and said, we're going to kill your families because you've disrespected the country and now you're an enemy of the state. And we gunned down enemies of the state by the tens of thousands in Iran. We just gunned them down. And now it turns out some of the family members, see, these women, I guess 7 of them said, we're defecting. We're staying in Australia. This is great. They treat us like human beings here and not like sheep, quite literally like sheep. But that's another discussion for another day, animal rights people. But the women that said, we're going to stay in Australia. And then they got word that, listen, some of their family members have disappeared. You know how the left around here, they love to say, oh, Trump's making people disappear. They were disappeared, which is what the commies always did. And now the Democrats are the commies. But but Trump disappeared them. No, but the Iranians are making people disappear by the thousands and thousands. And the Democrats don't care. There's no pound sign movement for the 92 million people of Iran enslaved by their brutal authoritarian theocracy. Their masters. The Democrats won't even say master bedroom. They won't say master clock because of their history with slavery, because they're the slavery people, Democrat Party. But we've got that. So the latest update is 3 more members of Iran's women's soccer team decide against staying in Australia. And they're going home in droves to Iran. And the reason is they apparently the Iranian regime has been posting videos of their family members or texting them videos of their family members. And their family members are in dark bunkers with guns to their head, shaking and quivering, saying, oh, please come home or they're going to skin me alive and shoot me in the head, because that's what they do. And the Democrats, no pound sign for them. There's no movement for them. It's not like... the 35 or 50,000 people they murdered there are as important as George Floyd or anything like that. Career criminal junkie resisting arrest, died of a heart attack. But never mind that. The Democrat Party burned the country down for George Floyd. The tens of thousands slaughtered in Iran, the Democrat Party wants nothing to do with, because they don't actually care about human life. That's not their thing. No, it's not. And I love this. The socialists, they're really communist. The socialists have a postal. This is their headline, like postal workers going crazy with a gun. Postal, UPS workers. They call everybody workers because they're commies. In New York City, speak out against the war in Iran. But why would I care what UPS drivers think about the war in Iran? But the socialist workers, they care very deeply. And all the parties and the press are for the war, but we are not the World Socialist website. That's because they love the terrorists and they want the terrorist regime to stay alive so that there's more killing, because they're the left, and that's really the Democrat Party today. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. And this is a great one. The Ayatollah, he got all blowed up and he dead, so he's not the Ayatollah anymore. And then they said, well, the Ayatollah's son, because the council of the mullahs met and they voted who would be the new Ayatollah. It's kind of like the College of Cardinals if they murdered people all the time. But here's the headline. Trump briefed, because the son of the old Ayatollah has been named, and his name is Mujtaba Khamenei. And hey, here he is, the new Ayatollah. But here's the headline from the New York Post. Trump briefed that Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khomeini, is probably gay, which is tough. Now, what is it? If he became the Ayatollah, he'd have to kill himself. That's kind of weird. He'd have to find a rooftop, tall building, put a noose around his neck, tie his hands behind his back, and leap off the edge of the building, hang himself while screaming Allahu Akbar, because he'd have to celebrate his own murder because he's the Ayatollah, and they love, murder. It's pretty wild. Yeah, Trump briefed that Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khomeini, is probably gay. And that is that a disinformation campaign? If so, it would be a really funny one. I've got to say, it'd be a hilarious disinformation campaign that would get him in big trouble. What is this? What the Mossad and the CIA say that Mojtaba is the gay man? That would not go over very well at all. That's pretty funny. Also, and whether that's accurate or not, it could get him killed by his own people. Just saying. But it's better than that, because it turns out that the elder Khomeini, who's dead now, this is CBS News with the story. U.S. intelligence shows Iran's late supreme leader was wary of his son taking power. Sources say that the old Ayatollah, he didn't want his son to become the new Ayatollah because why? Well, CBS News says the elder Khomeini was wary of his son. What? Why was he wary of his son? Well, he was wary of his son ever taking power because he was perceived as being not very bright, and was viewed as unqualified to be leader, according to sources. That's CBS News. They've got the story with the scoops, and they know what's going on. So, not very bright, CBS News says. And the New York Post with the story that the President of the United States was briefed that the new Ayatollah is probably a gay man, which is frowned upon there, with the death penalty and all that stuff. So we got that going for us. And if it's not true, he may still have to go into hiding in Uzbekistan or someplace just to get away from his own family and family friends. The shocking claim was described to the New York Post by two intelligence community officials and a third person close to the White House. There's a third person close to the White House. President Trump was stunned to learn last week that U.S. intelligence indicates new Iranian supreme leader Mojtaba Khomeini may be gay, and that his father, the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, feared his suitability to rule the Islamic Republic for that reason, because he was believed to be, like that. So Trump couldn't contain his surprise and laughed aloud when he was briefed on the intel, according to sources. Say, wait a minute, the new Ayatollah is gay, and Trump burst out laughing, and then other people in the room started laughing at it, and it just became big fun for everyone. Such fun. Others in the room also found it hilarious and joined in the president's reaction, while one senior intelligence official has not stopped laughing about it for days. And this is what it says. One senior intelligence official has not stopped laughing about it for days, said one person familiar with the briefing of the president. The shocking claim was described to the New York Post by two intelligence community officials and a third person close to the White House. All three sources say the implausible sounding allegation is viewed as credible by U.S. intelligence agencies rather than false information intended to undermine Khomeini, 56 years old, who was selected to replace his dead father as the supreme leader on March 8th. Lucky you. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, I went to high school with him. Nobody ever thought he'd make anything of himself, and now he's going to be the Ayatollah, just like his dad. Two sources close to the intelligence indicated that Mojtaba, who earned the nickname, he's got a nickname now, the power behind the robes. Power behind the robes. Well, they say that they mean women's clothing. The power behind the lady's dress, long, full, flowing dress. While serving as his aging father's gatekeeper, he has had long-term sexual relationships with his childhood tutor, who interestingly was also the teacher of the French prime minister. Isn't that weird? What a coincidence that is, because He's also married to his childhood teacher, the French prime minister. Isn't that strange? Alongside his childhood tutor, as you know, that's what childhood tutors are for, if you're Iranian or a Democrat. The third source said the intelligence indicated the affair was a person who formerly worked for the Khomeini family. And naturally, sure, that's like Beto O'Rourke, kind of the same thing. Mojtaba, who is believed to have been wounded in the same February 8th airstrike that killed his father and other members of his family, has made aggressive sexual overtures to men, the men caring for him, possibly while under the influence of heavy medication. He's got an excuse. He knows what to say in court. One of the Post's sources said, but that's a good one. Just whack-a-doodle-do, as they say in Tehran. Yes, sir. Yeah, the women, the soccer team, they're afraid to go home because their family members have already been killed. And, they want their family to be killed. But it's tricky. Oh, they had the Oscars last night, and nobody cared. It's amazing. I actually hit the DVR on it to record it, and then remembered it was on in about an hour in, and my best girl and I, we turned to it. Watched it for about 3 minutes, and I actually turned the recording off and turned the channel. It was so bad. Incredibly bad. And you got these idiot actors who think that their politics matter to everyone. What's this guy's name? Bardem? Javier Bardem. Every day's an IQ test for this guy. Yeah, we got a couple of clips from that. Oh, and in Utah, they've got gangs in Utah now. You know what the worst gang is in Utah? The Taliban. The Taliban. This is what the Democrat Party has done to the United States of America. This is Utah, not Queens, New York. It's Utah. And the gang members are out there shooting people at funerals. What gang members? The Taliban gang members in Utah. This is 100% the Democrat Party. This is what they're doing to the United States of America because they're not on our team. We are at 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Major trouble spot right now is Maryland, Interstate 95 southbound direction before you get to 198 in Laurel for the crash, right near Brooklyn Bridge Road. Delays at an absolute prom now before 216. If you're in that area, watch. We still have additional fire and rescue units responding there, heading toward Brandywine. Crashes in the southbound direction of Route 5 at Earnshaw Drive. Delays back at Sirax Road. We've cleared out early on 270 between Frederick and the Lane Divide. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Showers and thunderstorms likely today. Some could be severe, high 73. Showers continue late tonight, colder, low 32.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking rates at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Italian subs for your finance team in Chicago. Easy Cater. Burritos for your call center crew in Plano. Easy Cater. Bagels for your sales reps meeting clients in Charlotte. Easy Cater. Hot chicken sandwiches for your third shift warehouse workers in Memphis. Easy Cater. Your teams may be spread out across the country, but you've got one platform to feed them all, whenever and wherever they work, with food they love from favorite restaurants. Easy Cater. Food for the workplace, all in one place. Order now at easycater.com.
Every semester, thousands of ambitious students feel locked out of traditional healthcare education. So who's going to open that door? Covista. And who's turning that ambition into the next wave of practice-ready nurses, doctors, and caregivers? Covista. Every year, Covista graduates 24,000 healthcare professionals from our 5 accredited universities, making us America's largest healthcare educator. Open the door to more at Covista.com. Covista, the talent to transform healthcare.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen, you're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-3333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
The winter models don't miss in DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
He's a comedian, and he was funny. He was actually a funny person. He was naturally funny, and he told jokes that made people laugh. And it turns out years and years ago, many years ago, Norm Macdonald had a Twitter account. And Norm Macdonald tweeted this. He said, "What terrifies me is if ISIS were to detonate a nuclear device and kill 50 million Americans, imagine the backlash against peaceful Muslims. Imagine the backlash against peaceful Muslims." See, that's funny. If they were to detonate a nuclear bomb and kill 50 million Americans, the Democrats would be concerned about the backlash against peaceful Muslims. In fact, what do we have last night? The Oscars. The Oscars was what was the name of the movie, Michael? Bugonia. It's a movie that no one saw except family members of people involved in making the film. But a movie called Bugonia, and it had been nominated, but it didn't win anything. Didn't win anything last night. But the story, and who's the big actress? Emma Stone. Emma Stone is an actress, and she's in the motion picture, and it's kind of an apocalyptic-ish movie. And Emma Stone, what did she? At the end, she pushes a button at the end of the movie. And this is a spoiler alert in case you're planning on seeing the movie. Emma Stone hits a big button like Hillary Clinton with her overcharge button. Hits a big button, and you know what it does? It kills every person on Earth. There's the end of the Hollywood movie. This is their ultimate dream. They hate people. They just don't like life. They think they like animals. They don't like animals either. but it's people there really don't. So the movie, they killed everyone on Earth. The end.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Major tie-up setting into Laurel. It's a 3-car crash southbound side of 95 before the exit for 198 right near Brooklyn Bridge Road. If you're heading south of Route 32, watch for the brake lights beginning before you get to 216. Once you get past the crash, you are wide open to the Beltway. Beltway outer loop has cleared out into Silver Spring. Virginia Beltway is also cleared out through Annandale. Heading to Brandywine, southbound 5 is jammed to the crash at Earnshaw Drive. Delays back near Surratt's Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Showers and thunderstorms likely today. Some could be severe, high 73. Showers continue late tonight, colder, low 32.
Work moves fast, from emails and reports to proposals and updates. You're expected to think clearly, write confidently, and get it right the first time. And every message counts. That's where Grammarly comes in. It gives you everything you need to think, write, and finish in one place, or anywhere you type and text. You'll never have to switch tools or tabs. Grammarly's AI agents are built for how you work and where you work, so you can find the right words, adjust your tone, and predict how your message might land before you hit send. Your ideas will get a boost while still sounding natural, credible, and just the way you want. For nearly 17 years, Grammarly has been the standard for responsible AI. It's the premier writing tool that 93% of users trust to get more work done. In a world of generic AI, don't sound like everyone else. With Grammarly, you never will. Download Grammarly for free at Grammarly.com. That's Grammarly.com.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen, you're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone check free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and name member FDIC.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL.
Yeah, so this Emma Stone movie, Bugonia. Apparently it's a space alien movie, and conspiracy theorists, and they think politicians are space aliens like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi. Space aliens. And then funny twist at the end, another spoiler alert. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody cares. Emma Stone, it turns out, it's revealed, is a space alien. And then it turns out that there are a lot of space aliens living among us. They're all over the place. Then Emma Stone pushes the big button, the Hillary Clinton overcharge button, and detonates the world and kills every person on Earth. And that's the happy ending. That's the new Hollywood happy ending, because that's who they are, Bugonia. So don't miss it when it makes its way to late night Channel 20 TV. You can probably ignore it until then, though. That'd be fine. Extraordinary things going on everywhere. We've got Chicago, the city of Chicago, run by Democrats. The homicide rate it's like a war zone, even worse than a war zone, with the numbers that they rack up, people shooting and killing people in Chicago. You'd be safer joining the Marine Corps than you would just staying in Chicago and living there. From the time you're 19 to you're 25, join the Marine Corps. You'll live longer if you live in Chicago. But they're about to go bankrupt. Chicago bond problem and debt downgrades point to a dark future. I want to get to that coming up in a little bit. And this one kind of made me chuckle because, the weather here on the East Coast, they're telling us that we're all going to have tornadoes today, right? And they told us a week ago that we're going to have tornadoes today. Like, yeah, we can see you're going to have, it's going to be tornadic. I always like the word tornadic because it's more fun than tornado and says tornadic because, the behavior that's tornado-like is tornadic. And they're saying that we're going to have lots of rain for a couple of days. It's a weather system. That's what they call it. And maybe tornadic activity. And they tell us well ahead of time. And I know that it was, 86 degrees one day last week, and then it snowed the next day. And so that gives liberals the opportunity to freak out about the weather again because, the weather. And they said they were going to fix it, the Democrats. And Barack Obama was going to personally slow the rise of the oceans because he's he's a god. He's like a god. He's more powerful than Zeus. The Roman emperors had nothing on Barack Hussein Obama. But he said he was going to slow the rise of the oceans. I don't think he's done that. He's bought 2 oceanfront estates in the meantime for well over $10 million each. And that's fine. He's a former president of the United States and a hypocrite and a fraud and a liar and all that stuff. But speaking of global warming and climate change, because one day it's warm and then the next day it's cold. Oh, no. How did that happen? That can't be allowed. The Democrats have to fix that. But here it is. It's UNH. That's the University of New Hampshire. UNH students savor chance to make maple syrup as this tradition is challenged by climate change. That's right there in the headline, by climate change. No more maple syrup because of climate change. And that's New Hampshire. They're going to have to shut down New Hampshire. It's going to have to join Vermont or something. There it is. Durham, New Hampshire is the dateline. Maple syrup is an important business in New Hampshire. The state produces about 90,000 gallons of the sweet liquid every year. Climate change is now threatening the future of the industry. They've declared an industry now. I think they're going to blame Trump somewhere in here. I'm confident. Researchers and students at the University of New Hampshire are looking into how the Granite State tradition can be preserved. Maybe should have told Barack Obama to fix it while he was in power. Now he can't. He's just rich now. Come on. To produce sap, We want freezing temperatures at night and then up to 40 degrees during the day. University of New Hampshire Woodlands manager Stephen Eppenhuser explained to a group of forestry students while out in the woods of Durham. They're out in the woods. Got to keep away from the kids, though, because, they're all Democrats. Students like Maggie Enoch, like his hands-on approach to listening. It's the highlight of the week to come out here for 3 hours, to go out into the woods and talk about climate change and how you're going to need more trees because of maple syrup, And aren't these the guys that did away with Aunt Jemima? So they did away with Aunt Jemima. And now you go to the trees and they've killed the planet with their SUVs. The Democrats have. If no Democrats drove, there would be no Democrats breathed or had anything. If they just maybe get a button, a space alien button that would just snuff out lunatics, lefties. That might be the way to go. Isn't that amazing? So they're freaked out. It takes about 40 gallons of sap to create a single gallon of syrup. How about that? That's science. That's science right there. I think one of the students put it best. When you're out here doing it, you really gain a real appreciation for how much time and work goes into it. Well, let's go back to Aunt Jemima, because you banned Aunt Jemima because you're racists and you guys are trying to bring back slavery, you Democrats. Just amazing. Michael Hines, a student from Franklin, Massachusetts, added, "This is just a storied New England tradition." That's true. Maple sugaring goes back as far as there have been settlements here. And even before that, what with the Native Americans, they like pancakes. They'd go down to the Waffle House. Native Americans in the late 1600s, they loved the Waffle House and burning witches. They stuff like that. Right? They didn't really burn witches. We never burned any witches in the United States. That was really left to the Germans. Now the Democrats are burning themselves alive, and they're still complaining about witches. They're mental, aren't they? It really is just amazing. So yeah, they're fighting to keep maple syrup and the trees alive because climate change, global warming. That's a big, big problem. What are we going to do about that? Maybe we need another Democrat in the White House that can fix the weather again. They should all fix the weather, shouldn't they? Oh yeah, speaking of bisexual Democrats, this is a fun one. I know that doesn't narrow it down much. Former U.S. Senator, Democrat Senator Kirsten Sinema admits to affair with Bodyguard. Bodyguard, that's a movie, I think. Isn't that not a movie, Bodyguard? And admits to affair with Bodyguard as his ex-wife seeks more than $75,000 in damages. See, the story on her is that she was always bisexual, and now apparently this confirms that. This reaffirms that claim. The advertisement, and just as advertised, it turns out she'll screw anybody is kind of what it comes down to, I think, is where that goes. In a sworn declaration, the former senator, she was a Democrat, they leave that out all over the place, said the relationship between her and Matthew Amell became romantic and intimate in 2024. So the former Arizona Senator, Democrat, Kirsten Sinema, admitted that she had an affair with her former bodyguard, Matthew Amell, in a motion to dismiss a lawsuit filed by Amell's ex-wife, the old ex-wife. You got to look out for these ex-wives in situations like this, because Heather Amell sued Kirsten Sinema in January under North Carolina's alienation of affection law, arguing that Sinema willfully and intentionally seduced her husband of 14 years. Sinema's motion argues that because she and Matthew were never involved romantically in North Carolina, that she cannot be sued there. You're going to have to sue her someplace else. And then Kirsten Sinema, it's actually a pretty funny story. It made me laugh over the weekend. She started ticking off all the places that she had had sex with her bodyguard, and one of them was not North Carolina, according to her. So That means that she doesn't have standing. You can't sue in North Carolina because the North Carolina law says that it has to have been committed in North Carolina. But Kristen Sinema admitted to the affair with her former bodyguard, and she's just trying to have the whole thing dismissed. Heather, the ex-wife now, sued Kirsten Sinema in September of 2025 in North Carolina, where the Amels live, under the state's alienation of affection law. They have an alienation of affection law there, which allows jilted spouses to take legal action against a third party for interfering in a marriage. Every Democrat is going to have to get in line on that one, I think. The lawsuit accuses Sinema and Matthew of engaging in repeated episodes of sexual intercourse while Matthew was married to Heather, and asking for more than $75,000 in damages. Should probably ask for more than that, I think. Heather, the ex-wife, has accused Sinema of willfully and intentionally seducing her husband, knowing that he was married with 3 children. Now they're divorced. Heather and Matthew separated in 2024, shortly after he joined Sinema's staff. Who joined whose staff, honestly? After 14 years of marriage, right? And later in January, Heather filed for divorce. See how that works? In a sworn declaration on Thursday, Sinema said the relationship between her and Matthew became romantic and intimate at the end of May of 2024. On May 27th, 2024, she's got records. She took notes. While Mr. Amel was on a security detail for me in Sonoma, California, we were physically intimate for the first time, she said. Thereafter, we were physically intimate in mid-June in New York City, New York, mid-July in Washington, D.C., and late August in Aspen, Colorado, and late September in Washington, D.C., and early October in Phoenix, Arizona. But as you can see, never in North Carolina. Therefore, Heather has no standing to sue because they only hooked up in those various other places and not in North Carolina. Isn't that great? Yes, sir. And she ticked off the places. Oh, sure. I'm not denying anything. I'm just doing this. And, the question is, did the senator, did she have her wife with her? Doesn't she have a wife or something? I know she had a gal pal. She had, it's hard to say because the whole Democrat Party up there. And Kirsten Sinema, nice looking lady. And she ran on for the Senate on being bisexual because, your Democrat Party, they're out of their mind. And it's only one mind that they share. They share it. Yes, sir. Kirsten. And it's not Kristen, it's Kirsten. See? She was with the Green Party, and then she became a Democrat, and now she's an independent because nobody likes the Democrats anymore. Yes, sir. That's it. You're a Democrat Party. And if you're going to be a famous bisexual U.S. senator, I guess every now and then you're going to have to prove it. That's your thing. You're a Democrat Party. Man, oh man. All right, let's take a phone call. I haven't gone to a phone call very rudely, Michael. We are at 888-630-9625. Let us go to the telephones. Hey, look at that. Let's go to Jason calling from Kensington. He's originally from Australia, where we have the Iranian women's soccer team, or some of them, I guess. Hey, Jason.
Hey, g'day, Chris. How you going, mate?
Pretty good. What do you say?
Mate, I heard you talking about the Iranian soccer team earlier, and the Prime Minister has, God help us, he basically wouldn't give these girls asylum because they wanted to stay there in Australia. And even though he's let in about 500,000 immigrants in the last year or so, for some reason he didn't really feel like he wanted to let these girls stay there. But they had an imminent, there was imminent danger of them being killed when they went back. And yet he was getting ready to deport them. And it was only because of the Trump administration had actually called there to tell them, listen, you better keep them girls there because they're going to get killed. Anyway, they changed their mind and let them stay there. But he was getting ready to deport them, basically.
Right. And he's a lefty.
Oh, yeah. He's raging lefty. I mean,
what is it with the lefties loving the most repressive regime one of certainly the most repressive regimes on earth. They just murdered tens of thousands of their own people. And lefties, here we have the Democrats. Western Europe, you have lefties. Australia, you have lefties. And they're all supporting the Ayatollah, the theocracy that is the Islamic Revolution in Iran. How does that make sense, Jason?
It makes absolutely no sense because you couldn't get any further away from things that Australia stands for, and one of them is we don't like terrorists, and that's one thing. And it's just mind-boggling. This guy has become sort of a globalist like all the rest of them, and he's just opened up the gates for immigrants, and most of them are on, like I said, welfare. There's welfare issues. We have housing issues really bad in Australia right now. It's really bad. I mean, basically, if you rent your home out in Australia right now, you'd have 300 people stand outside your door waiting to apply to rent it. I mean, it's that bad.
Wow.
And the gas prices are up to about $2.70 a litre because we basically abandoned any exploration and closed down all of our plants. We have no refineries left. So they're paying $2.70 a litre, which translates to about $11 a gallon. So
$11 a gallon. Lefties, you put lefties in charge of anything, whether it's energy or the economy or war and peace, and you never get the results you want, do you, Jason?
No. And the thing is, it's all based on common sense. It's not like we're being spiteful or anything. We just want to be left alone and lead a normal life. But they're abnormal.
Abnormal. They're definitely abnormal. Remember normal. I gotta tell you, coffee mugs and T-shirts. Remember normal. Normal is very much under assault, under attack. Jason, great to hear your voice. Glad you called in.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Yeah. Jason, he's from Australia. He's not making it up. He's really from Australia. Yeah, it's true. Also, did you see the news media? We had the jihadi attack the synagogue in Michigan last week. And all the news media told us that we should feel bad for him because, his brother was killed in a terrible Israeli airstrike in Lebanon. And naturally, he was angry, and that's what the news media told us. So he had to lash out at the Jews at the preschool for the little babies. Well, you'll never guess. There's an update on that story.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Most of the rush hour cleared out early, wide open on 270, 66, Virginia 95. Struggling, though, with the three-car crash at Laurel, southbound 95 before 198. Delays are before 216. Southbound 29 in the BW Parkway, good options for you. Into Brandywine, we have a crash that jams southbound 5 now before Surratt's Road, off and on to Earnshaw Drive, northbound slow to check it out. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Showers and thunderstorms likely today. Some could be severe, high 73. Showers continue late tonight, colder, low 32.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen. You're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets
bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
But real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals.
Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics.
But what truly matters is what comes next.
We interpret the results,
Connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led, personalized plan you can act on with confidence.
because information alone doesn't change outcomes.
Insight does.
At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test.
It begins there.
Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement. Here's Rich Robertson with a CES IT Service Tech Tip.
Hi. For over 30 years, I have received multiple calls from CEOs that go like this. Rich, we're terminating our IT team at 5 o'clock. Can you help us? Or it's an IT director asking, hey, we lost a tech and we can't find a good replacement. Can you fill the gap? Of course we can. What they were not expecting is that our cost of IT services is only half. That's right, half of what they were paying for the previous IT staff. Our managed and co-managed services cost less, and we bring along a high level of advanced cybersecurity expertise.
Visit CESITservice.com to schedule a quick 15-minute call or call 301-620-1580. CES IT Service is your secure network to quality IT service. CESITservice.com or call 301-620-1580.
WMAL, making sense of the border, because laws either matter or they don't. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
All right, so this ridiculous movie called Bugonia, with Emma Stone. Michael was just showing me the end of the movie on his phone. Might be best there. And at the end, they push a button, the space aliens do, and kill every person on Earth. And then the Democrats celebrate. They die last. They like it that way. They kill everyone on Earth because that's really the left is here, and this is who they are. Let's go to the telephones, Mike. Let's go to Andrew, calling from Rockville, Maryland. Andrew, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hello?
Andrew.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I hear you.
Yes. Okay, great. Honor and pleasure to talk with you, Chris. Love your show.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, so I'm a videographer and editor and photographer. And back in December, a marketing company hired me to take pictures of a premiere for the Begonia film in D.C. And the whole idea behind the marketing was you show up, they'll shave your head, and you can watch the movie for free. Now, I guess because Emma Stone in the film had her head shaved, but the crew that showed up was pretty impressive. So as their blue hair fell to the ground, they shrieked.
Excuse me, Barack Obama.
I thought to myself, I wonder what party these people vote for.
You're having fun all by yourself. You're amusing yourself with the gathering. A bunch of blue-haired 20-somethings, and if you shaved your head, you got in free to the movie. So people are shaving their heads, and then they got in at the end of the movie. Everyone on Earth was killed, Andrew.
Yes, I was dying on the inside being a part of this whole ordeal, and
I'd love to see the pictures. Truth.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. President Trump wants NATO allies to help secure the Strait of Hormuz.
The president's NATO allies, as well as China, Japan, and South Korea, will hopefully send ships to the Strait of Hormuz to help ensure the free passage of oil tankers through the narrow waterway.
Because these other countries are benefiting greatly from the United States military taking out the threat of Iran.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump believes U.S. allies will do more, though so far it's unclear how soon that could happen. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says allies are working on a viable plan, but warns Britain will not be drawn into a wider war. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The region bracing for the threat of severe weather today.
There were some thunderstorms south of us, but I think our severe weather threat comes later today. The big collision of air masses, a lot of wind energy, and maybe enough rotation that we could see some tornadoes. And the other thing about today is we could be tracking multiple rounds. So don't be fooled. Maybe you get a thunderstorm. You might see another one pop up.
7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen. The severe weather forecast has local power companies and road crews making preparations.
Somewhere along the line, you're going to get debris in the roadway, whether it's trees, tree branches, or even down poles and wires. And that's the worst part of it, because that then will cause power outages that affect our traffic signals.
Charlie Gishler with Maryland State Highway says road crews are in place. Aisha Khan with Dominion Energy in Virginia adds,
we have not only our crews in place, but our contractor resources are also being brought in. We are ready to respond.
Level 4 thunderstorms are expected for the afternoon rush. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
A vote scheduled today on the plan to close the Kennedy Center for renovations.
President Trump convened the board meeting as its chairman to vote on plans to close the center for 2 years starting July 6th, according to an agenda obtained by the New York Times, was shared with House Democrat Joyce Beatty. After a federal judge in D.C. ruled Saturday, she must be allowed to participate as one of the board members appointed by Congress. Rules were adopted last May after President Trump took over and overhauled the board that only members appointed by the president may vote on board matters. It voted in December to add his name to the Kennedy Center. Congresswoman Beatty has sued over that and over the renovations. President Trump says the center's tired, broken, and dilapidated and needs a major overhaul. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Montgomery County takes up moving a Rockville High School to Gaithersburg tonight, and the Save Wooten Coalition's ready for it.
Elisa Sahobic is with the coalition.
Dr. Taylor has the time to meet with all these other clusters and communities, but he does not have the time to meet with the one cluster that is arguably the most impacted by Option H.
MCPS Superintendent Thomas Taylor's recommendation to make Wooten a holding school for the county and moving the student body to the new Crown High School in Gaithersburg. Sahobic's group has filed complaints with various inspector generals and wants answers from MCPS.
So there's been no environmental study, no transportation study, no study on the viability of Wooten as a holding school.
The school board will vote on the matter in 10 days. Scott on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Dow is up 587 points. The NASDAQ is up 310. Up next, traffic and weather.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen. You're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Prime Monday delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking game night delivered by tomorrow night fast. So we can win fast. Cards fast, puzzles fast, team games at your door in a day fast. Doesn't matter what the game is, we will dominate fast. We're talking game over, you win fast. Fast Monday delivery for the win. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
WMAL traffic and weather, Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Parking Meeting Traffic Center.
On George Washington Parkway southbound, just after the Beltway before Turkey Run Park, a large pothole in the right lane that has damaged several vehicles. As you head south of the Beltway on the George Washington Parkway, stay to the left to avoid damage to your car because of that pothole. In the roadway on 66, eastbound after Washington Boulevard, it's a mobile work zone alternating lane closures. They're westbound on 66. It's a slow-moving maintenance vehicle after Fairfax Drive along the right. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com with WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Scattered showers, thunderstorms mid to late afternoon will be severe right into the evening hours with wind and hail, potentially some tornadoes. 73 degrees. Colder tonight, down near 30. It'll be breezy and chilly tomorrow. Sunshine 43. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on WMAL.
Right now it is 65 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Yes, I'm exhausted. Of course, it's ridiculous. We live in a ridiculous country. We always lived in a ridiculous country, but it was always ridiculous in a fun Mr. T kind of way. Now we've got a different Mr. T.
Yeah, and you've got Mr. Low T and Mr. ED and Mr. TDS. That was Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars last night. The Trump derangement syndrome. Very much on display last night. The Hollywood people, you know how they are. I think all of them are transgender, aren't they? Everyone last night at the Oscars, tranny. You see, Nancy Pelosi was there with her husband, Maxwell Silverhammer. He was there. They were both there. They're very wealthy. They don't really have anything to do with Hollywood. But, you know, Democrats, it was a Democrat Party circle fest in a hot tub. Boy, a bunch of movies that nobody saw with a bunch of actors that nobody cares about, and they've all got a political opinion but have no idea what they're talking about. It's pretty perfect for the Democrat Party, actually. The whole Oscars thing. They have those nice statuettes, the nice golden statuettes. I should win one of those. Well, how can I win an Oscar? I should do a short documentary in a foreign language on something. I'm not sure what. Maybe on the Democrat Party being such Nazis. Maybe do that. Attacking the Jews everywhere they go because of who they are. But yes. And so it is another Monday in America, and the left is still insane and demented and violently, criminally insane. And we continue to be at 888-630-9625. A lot going on, but we have this war with Iran, which is the Islamic Revolution, the Islamic Republic of Iran, and they kidnap, they torture, they rape, they murder, and then they do it all over again because they're the caliphate reincarnated, and they've got an Ayatollah. Well, they don't actually have an Ayatollah now, although they did vote in the younger Ayatollah to be the newer Ayatollah. And now the reports are that he's actually a gay man, and that's not going to go over very well. And also, it turns out his father thought that he was dumb, thought that his father thought that he was so dumb, and that he could never rise to being dad, being the Ayatollah of rock and roll, and And so he thought that his son should never become the Ayatollah, regardless of whether they voted him in, the College of Mullahs or whatever they're called. And they voted him in, the son of the old and now deceased Ayatollah. Hey, let's make him the Ayatollah. And now it turns out he's probably a gay man. That's not going to go over real big, I'm thinking. And that dad always thought he was really dumb. And in fact, according to some of the reporting, Dad thought that he was gay because he's dumb. Thought that he was gay because he's dumb, and that would explain why he's being a gay man and all that. Now, with that said, that's not the biggest problem in the world. One of the biggest problems in the world is the Iranian regime developing nuclear weapons, and with the help of the Democrats, of course, literally true. Barack Hussein Obama and Joe Biden, their administration, giving billions and billions of dollars to the Islamic Revolution, the Islamic Republic, and that would help them to enrich uranium, spin centrifuges, expand the range of their ballistic missile program so they could kill us all, just like, at the end of that ridiculous movie called Begonia, because that's the end of all movies where the left is in charge, is everyone on Earth dies. But it turns out that these lying sacks of Jawiyah and the Iranian regime, President Trump dropped bombs on their nuclear weapons program buried deep underground for peaceful purposes. That's why they bury them very deep underground, half-mile underground, under a mountain, because they just want enough uranium for their peaceful nuclear energy program. And President Trump offered to give them all of the uranium that they need for nuclear energy and to give it to them for free. And then they murdered somebody as a response, because that's what they do. But listen to this, because Iran has a foreign minister, and his name is Abbas. I just call him Abbas. Last name is Aragachi. Okay, and you might say Aragachi. Aragachi. And he's the foreign minister. The foreign minister of Iran was welcomed onto Face the Nation yesterday, where they gave him a hot oil rub down in a hot tub. And they had this Margaret Brennan woman, who's a Democrat Party front girl, and that is a double entendre. Margaret Brennan there with the Iranian foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, and you'll never guess what he said. He said, I know that our government, our regime has been lying to the whole world and lying to the U.S. and lying to the United Nations, lying to the International Atomic Energy Agency about our spinning centrifuges that Barack Obama gave them money to do, and enriching uranium. And they said they're supposed to enrich uranium to like 5% or something. They enriched it to 60% of purity, the enriched uranium, which you use to make nuclear weapons. And once you're at 60% purity, then it's apparently a 1 week process, a 1 week long process to bring that enriched uranium to 90% purity. And that's where you can really make a good weapon out of it. You can also make dirty bombs with what they have now. But here is the Iranian foreign minister on Face the Nation yesterday with Democrat front girl Margaret Brennan. And they say, oh yeah, sure, we've got tons of enriched uranium. Don't worry about us, we're fine.
Iran has declared it has 440 kilos or so of nuclear material. Where is that material now? Who has custody of it?
Well, we have not declared. This is verified and declared by the agency. This is not a secret. This is not a secret, The agency have said in his many reports the exact amount of our enriched, nuclear material.
Yes, so where is it now? Who has custody of it?
So they are under the rubbles. Our nuclear facilities were attacked, and everything is under the rubbles. Of course, there is the possibility to retreat them, but under the supervision of the agency. If one day we come to the conclusion to do that, it would be under the supervision of the agency. But for the time being, we have no program, we have no plan to recover them from under the rubbles.
To recover them from under the rubbles, under them, them being the 440 kilograms of enriched uranium. It's under the rubbles. It's the Barney Rubbles, the next door neighbors of the Flintstones. They're very close friends, and they're living in the age of Fred Flintstone and all that. So there it is. It's under the rubbles, and you may for the agency. I assume he wants the Central Intelligence Agency to come in and collect all of their 440 kilos of enriched uranium. He's presumably talking about the International Atomic Energy Agency, which has been a complete joke from day one on this completely ridiculous joint comprehensive plan of action that the idiot Democrats, Barack Obama and John Kerry, put together. And you see, John Kerry came out of hiding last week and complained about the weather. He's going, there's war in Iran, and it's bad for the environment. It's bad for the environment. War in Iran is bad for the environment. You think that's bad for the environment? You should see all the people they murdered. That's really bad for the environment. Tens of thousands of them. But the Democrats, just amazing. Amazing stuff. There is I talked about the Iranian women's soccer team that went to Australia to play in an international tournament, and they really infuriated the jihadis in Tehran when they kind of took a knee when they played the Iranian national anthem. They didn't stand and salute and take off their hats and button up their overcoats and all that stuff. They snubbed their own anthem, and that made the regime there very, very angry indeed. Like Marvin the Martian, they're furious. And then again, the left-wing prime minister, our great longtime listener, Jason, called in. He's Australian originally. Now he's an American, and a great American too. And it turns out that these women, the soccer team women, a bunch of them said, we're defecting. We're staying in Australia. And then the Iranian regime sent a woman to them to say, we've kidnapped your family. We're going to murder them all if you don't come back and play the charade. And a bunch of them have said, I think 5 out of the 7 have now said, okay, we're going back to Iran because we don't want our family tortured to death by the regime there. So 5 of them are now headed back to Iran out of fear, because that's what totalitarianism is, and that's what the Islamic Revolution and this theocracy is all about. In the name of Allah, they'll kill you and your family if you take a knee, as the Democrats are so fond of doing during our. But with the soccer team, the women's Iranian soccer team, being threatened with death and murder and torture of their family and the murder of their family, and apparently some have already disappeared. The Democrats like to say that, Trump is making people disappear. I mean, illegal alien gang members who have been here illegally for years, and they're arrested because illegal immigration is illegal. But never mind that. In Australia, they've got a town, a small city named Ryde, R-Y-D-E. And there they have a city council, as you might expect. And they've got a city council woman whose name is Tina. It's Tina Kordestami. Tina Kordestami is, and she's not Iranian-American, she's an Iranian-Australian. And as an Iranian woman, Australian, she ran for city council and was elected to the city council. And she seems like an intelligent and no-nonsense kind of woman. I saw her and I said, well, this is a woman you could talk to. Here's Tina Kordestami, who is a city council member at a small city in Australia.
The exact reasons as to why this has happened, I can't discuss, but I can let you know that they are heavily intimidated and, being communicated to directly by the regime. I know that families have even been detained. I know family members are missing. We are very worried about them. We know for a fact that they will not be safe. I've mentioned this before. When you do break a contract as an athlete in Iran, you can face the death penalty. So I know these women are young. I know that they are making an incredibly difficult decision, and I have the utmost respect for them. However, coercion is being used here, intimidation, tactics.
Yeah, see, there you go. And she's, I know that family members have been detained, family members have been arrested. The players and or their family members could face the death penalty. and they're not kidding about it there. It's not like California. Sirhan was sentenced to death, and he's getting up right about now to enjoy a culturally sensitive breakfast in jail in California. But this woman, Tina, was just great. Kordestami, and she's talking about, well, she knows that then the Iranians sent a woman there to mix in with them and to let them know, maybe you should talk to your family. It'd be a shame if something happened to them. They're total gangsters. They'll kill them all. All right, let's see. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Robert, calling from the once great state of New York. Robert, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very well, Robert.
How are you? First, couple things. I just want to say what a pleasure it is. Don't get this wrong, but waking up early in the morning is the best thing that's ever happened. So, thank you very much, darling. I just leave the money on the counter. Now, my point is, I have a quick question though. We keep talking about this enrichment thing and the yellow paste or whatever that stuff is, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're building up and building up. Aren't there, maybe this is rhetorical, aren't there already a lot of nuclear weapons in the world?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't Iran just go buy one and have it available? Why? What's the big deal of making your own? Is there a sense of pride of authorship or something? I just wanted to get your feedback.
Well, I certainly think that would be a part of it. Pride of authorship is a good thought. But honestly, the nuclear club is thankfully fairly small. North Korea is a rogue nation with nuclear weapons, and they might be able to buy a nuclear weapon from North Korea. The Russians and the Chinese are probably not going to sell to Iran. They might lord it over them, the leadership in Iran. But I don't think that they would say. And then you have France and Great Britain and right. And let me say, I have to go look at my nuclear club and the United States of America, of course. But most countries with nuclear weapons aren't going to sell them. And every nuclear weapon would have a specific signature. So if a nuclear weapon detonated in Washington, D.C., the aftermath would be traceable to North Korea or to Russia or to whoever created, the signature of the nuclear weapon, I think would be easy to identify. And the source of the nuclear weapon would then, it would create a bad relationship between them and the United States, I think. Don't you think?
Well, we already have a bad relationship. I mean, can't they just file off the numbers like you do on a gun? There's a black market out there that's already taking care of those issues. And if I may say,
please.
You only need one bomb. There's 27,000 of them in the world. Isn't there some guy in a black market situation someplace says, I could use $10 million. I'll sell you my bomb.
I think isn't that
rogue North Korea? I don't know. I'm just trying to think out of the box here, but
isn't
me out.
Isn't that every James Bond movie for the last 45 years?
I've seen too many movies. You're right.
And Austin Powers, what the hell would just steal 2 nuclear weapons like we always do? It's a perfectly fair question, and it honestly is. I think that Russia I'm pretty darn certain that there would be a signature that would be easily traced back to the country of origin that our guys could figure out in no time at all, thanks to the patriarchy, because we're so damn smart. You guys are just lucky you're going to hang with us in the patriarchy. How you like your electricity? You're welcome. Very good question, though, Robert. And I'm actually gonna mull that more. I may talk to some smart people on this so that I can give a better answer to that question. But it's a great question, Robert.
There's only one Chris Plant, the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Prime Monday delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking game night delivered by tomorrow night fast. So we can win fast. Cards fast, puzzles fast, team games at your door in a day fast. Doesn't matter what the game is, we will dominate fast. We're talking game over, you win fast. Fast Monday delivery for the win. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen, you're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Hi, I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network. No. I said more fun! When I was a kid, a Children's Miracle Network hospital helped me get back on my feet, literally. So trust me when I say that these places aren't just hospitals. They are hope factories. Children's Miracle Network is hospitals, programs, partners, and donors like you. Join us in making big change for all kids. Visit us online at cmn.org.
I was ordering food from our usual place for the big meeting. My VP said, please, God, no.
For workplaces suffering with corporate catering deficiency, every day's a struggle.
The food was always meh and over budget. Before Easy Cater, I thought that was normal.
Easy Cater is designed to treat CCD with a huge variety of restaurants, help meet dietary needs, and stay on budget. Use daily. One platform lets you save time and thrive. Ask your web browser about Easy Cater or start an order at easycater.com.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Every semester, thousands of ambitious students feel locked out of traditional healthcare education. So who's going to open that door? Covista. And who's turning that ambition into the next wave of practice-ready nurses, doctors, and caregivers? Covista. Every year, Covista graduates 24,000 healthcare professionals from our 5 accredited universities, making us America's largest healthcare educator. Open the door to more at Covista.com. Covista, the talent to transform healthcare.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen, you're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. This winter, don't wait for a leak to force your hand. If you've noticed water spots, damaged shingles, or granulars in the gutters, call Valor Roofing now. I've seen their work in person, and trust me, Valor is the best. This week only, save huge on your new Valor roof with 50% off materials and no interest until 2027. Plus, tell them Vince sent you for extra WMAL listener savings. Call Valor at 833-83-VALOR or valorhome.com.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Oh, hell, let's just do what we always do. Hijack some nuclear weapons and hold the world hostage.
That's right. We do what we always do. Just hijack a couple of nuclear weapons. Wanted to do that for Robert there because, what are they going to do? The Iranians, they want nuclear weapons so bad that they've been building tunnels underneath mountains for decades so they can enrich uranium in secret in locations that are impossible to get to with bombs, so they can build their nuclear weapons and then kill a lot of people, which is their stated goal. The great Satan and then the little Satan. I'm beginning to think that these people are disagreeable. They may not be getting any better. We've got another Democrat story. They created a new strain of monkeypox. Coming up.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. I'm John Matthews. A severe storm headed our way later today has already brought a blizzard to the upper Midwest and spawned thunderstorms in the south. Now it's targeting several mid-Atlantic states with heavy rain and possible tornadoes, a line stretching from Maryland to South Carolina. President Trump may delay his China trip as he pressures Beijing to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz and ease soaring oil prices. The president told the Financial Times China should keep the strait open. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the trip's delay is really due to logistics. Gas prices headed only one direction these days. Gas Buddy reports the national average now $3.68 a gallon. That's up 23 cents in the past week, 80 cents the past month. Around here, the average now $3.80 in D.C., $3.60 in Maryland, $3.51 in Virginia. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
395 northbound, after the Beltway before Edsel Road, you lose the left lane for road work, at least for now, before the weather moves in. 66 eastbound, mobile work zone after Washington Boulevard, alternating lane closures through the work zone there. I-95 southbound of Virginia, broken down tractor trailer just after Quantico was moved to the right shoulder. Then south of that, in Stafford County, disabled traffic trailer is on 95 southbound.
Why should I see what you
just
say?
Before exit 40 Courthouse Road, and then a broken down vehicle south of that before Route 17, exit 133. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Storms and showers this afternoon with a high of 73. It is 67 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey, Adam Devine here. Looking for a way to make a big change for all kids in your community? Just look for the balloon. When you see the Children's Miracle Network balloon at your local store, restaurant, or gas station, your donation provides crucial funds for local children's hospitals. Hospitals that provide life-changing care for all kids. Children's Miracle Network. Hospitals, partners, programs, and donors like you. Learn more at cmn.org.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, you're not betting what might happen. You're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available to TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
WMAL, making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I want to get to the monkeypox. I want to get to President Trump talking about Iran. The Democrat Party is here to undermine the United States and Western civilization. But before we get into that and the Democrat creating new strains of venereal diseases, let's first go to the telephones. Let's go to Glenn, calling from Burke, Virginia. Glenn, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Glenn.
In answer to the gentleman's question why Iran wouldn't get a bomb from some other country that has it, as a 30-year vet, we learned very early that militarily, if a country has the will and the means to do something, they will do it. We know they have the will to do it, and if they get the means, they will use the nuclear bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Consider Russia, who has the means to use a nuclear bomb against Ukraine. They don't have the will, nor does any other country that possesses the nuclear bomb have the will to use it. They're in a much different situation, and that's why we have to take away the means, because they have the will.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's not, North Korea. That's why North Korea becomes the most likely to provide Iran with a nuclear weapon. You're right. Anybody gives a nuclear weapon or multiple nuclear weapons to Iran, the assumption, the operating assumption, the rebuttable presumption would be that they're going to use that nuclear weapon. And Glenn, where would we see the first nuclear weapon from Iran being used? Where would we see that?
They would launch it on Israel.
Right. But not Jerusalem, because you've got Islamic sites there, Dome of the Rock, and all that. Tel Aviv, I think, would likely be the first target. And then, if they could arrange to move a nuclear weapon to the United States, and again, their ballistic missiles don't have the range to reach us yet. The Democrats want to wait until they definitely have the range to reach us. Then they'll say, okay, now it's an issue, right?
And then we have a big problem.
Yeah, then we have a big problem and this is downrange national security, right, Glenn? I mean, this is, you spent 30 years, you said in the United States military, you didn't say where, you don't have to say anything that you don't want to say, but 30 years in, and you're instantly aware of some very basic fundamental things. Iran bad. Iran has a nuclear weapon. Iran will use a nuclear weapon. Russia and China and other members of the nuclear club are not likely to give a nuclear weapon to Iran, but North Korea might, and who knows if they could get a hold of something that's close enough. You know, they can hit Glenn right now parts of Western Europe, and they can deliver a dirty bomb, right? They can deliver enriched uranium and blow up the enriched uranium in downtown London with a missile, or in Rome or something like that. It might anger people, but I don't think they care very much about that, do they?
Not at all. You know, and Chris, the wall and the Cold War ended in less amount of time than we've been dealing with these people.
Which is a great point. I talked about that last week or the week before. Absolutely right. The Berlin Wall went up, in 1961, and it was up for a smaller number of years, fewer years than the 47 years that the Iranian Revolution has been in charge in Tehran. And that seemed like a long, long time, the Berlin Wall, right, Glenn? And
a long time.
Yeah.
Most of my time in the military was fighting the Cold War. You know, the missiles and the mutually assured destruction and all the things we had to do because of the Cold War.
Right. That's right. Yeah, manning the Fulda Gap and all that good stuff. Yeah, and Checkpoint Charlie and the Cold War. God, I miss the Cold War, don't you, Glenn?
I do. Everything was quiet.
It made sense, and everything made sense. You had the bad guys, the communists, the Soviet Union, and
I have to go.
Guys, the United States, America, lead dog on the.
You're a liar, Randy.
And we still are.
I'm
course.
coming back for you, Randy.
In fact, you know, we're taking on the bad guys, and where are the
Fucker.
Europeans? Where are European allies, Glenn?
Yeah.